What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Joy of Animating. I'm not quite sure when it started, so forgive my awkward introduction here. This very well could be the final episode of this series, as I'm working on the closing shots of the I don't know what you call it. The first scene, oh, Cox in space, I guess is what we'll call it. It's not really the end of the first scene because there's a couple more that we don't have yet, but it's enough to give you the introduction of what's going on. So, um, welcome. I hope that you are having a good day, and that you're excited to see what's happening here too. Um, we are, of course, live on the Discord, so if you want to check us out up there, come hang out and have a conversation while this is going on. You're absolutely welcome to. Just go to coxinspace.com, coxinspace.com. Click on the Discord link on the bottom, and you can absolutely come hang out. Come hang out with me while we're working on this bit of the animation. Um, yeah, here we are, all of us together, and doing the Cox and Space things as per usual. Um, we are working on the shots that we finalized in the last episode, and I'm gonna do another long one today of probably about 4 hours because I think that's what it's gonna take to get this all done. And then we'll have it up on Cox and Space, so you can check it out. If you want to help us out with the next phase of the project, you can absolutely do that. Go to coxinspace.com, become a Patreon subscriber by clicking on Join the Crew, and you'd be helping us out quite a bit, and we would appreciate that to keep this rolling. Um, we're going we're going places with this now. With this last bit finished, we've been doing a promotional push across all platforms. So hopefully, if you haven't seen it here, you've been seeing it there. And so that's what we've been working on there. Um, don't think it'll do that. But yeah, so yeah, all that's been happening, and then we're going to start shopping it around to the different locations, as at the different studios, in order to get it made into a show. So we have the demonstration of what the art looks like, what the voices sound like, what the music sounds like, and what the story is essentially. So. We're looking to get that done. I get that all finished there. Um, I'm pausing because I feel like there's something I need to finish, and there is. It's this right here. I need to make this scene so that it can be used for more, and we're gonna do that this way. So it's about 850 pixels, and so we're gonna change that here. So I didn't get to mention I'm Skip Marazi, your host and friend, here for this podcast, and one of the voices and writers and producers for Cox and Space. So glad to be here with you. Um, Trying to do math as I'm talking to you, which you can see is super hard to do, because I'm a bear with very little brains. Yeah, we're glad to have you join us today here, and if you're watching this and you haven't liked and commented and shared the video, um, please do. That definitely helps us out a lot, and gets us continued to be up in the algorithm. The more shares that gets shows that is relevant content. Geez, I don't know why. Uh, I would be yawning. I don't feel sleepy because I've been I got a full night's rest and got got everything going on. I think that for some reason like my brain is stressed about doing these conversations with you, which I think is weird. Because I've definitely done way more stressful things without the dog yawn. Um, and because dogs yawn when they're stressed too. Um, and that seems a little silly to me. Uh, I know you guys. So we got to do this in such a way that I'm just going to open it up to see where the screen could fit because, yeah, it should be something like right here. I didn't think about the depth too. It's going to have to have more depth in order to be able to do that. So that's fine. I'm going to drop that down a little bit extra here. And then we're going to drop all this guy right here. Yeah, these two together look real weird, unfortunately. They just look like they don't belong together. There's no shadow under this either. So I'll need to put a shadow in under there, and then there'll be some space. Although, okay. Um, I need to do it on this one and not on that one, but yeah, that's barely visible, dang. But it definitely shows up. I mean, you can see that the schmutz right there on the side, um, when it's like that. Alright, I'll deal with that in a second. Let's finish this up. Ugh. So, anyway, I don't have a lot of new thoughts for you guys. So, if you came for entertainment, as far as that goes, apologize. I don't really got a whole lot extra. Uh, cool. This is basically, it'll be like a panning shot, and then she'll like go behind the curtain, maybe throw up some arms, and then throw that red dress up. I think I have it figured out how it'll work. Like I could show it go up, and then show it go down, and then kind of like flip it when it hits here. It should look okay, and then have it like sink a little bit, and it should look okay. Um, we'll see about that. I'm gonna take this shadow and put it into the screen one. In like different places, like the three different where the shadows are here, in the same angles, and then maybe put some like purpling there. This background isn't nearly as fun as the other ones, but it is what it is. I think we talked about how we had um, some challenges in the final steps of working on these ones. So again, it is what it is. Um, Starting a project is always very exciting. Getting to the conclusion of the project is a whole other thing altogether, generally, I have found. And the same gusto that people had in the beginning isn't often what they apply at the end, which is why you have to get to the end and then, know that that's not the end and go back to the beginning again and do that. Look at it again with fresh eyes. Um, and that's why having an editor, or somebody who's independent of the project that you're working on, can be really very helpful. Ah, dang. Um, because they aren't burned out on the process. Um, so, but it's me. I'm the editor, and I was also involved from the beginning. So I, I do take responsibility for kind of the way that things have turned out. Um, We are getting together tonight to discuss, what we're going to do with Cox in Space, where it's going to go, how we're going to get it promoted and in front of people. So I am looking forward to having that conversation, um, since it says like you know where it's going to go, what we're going to do. Um, I was hoping to have a great response to it online, and we're having a good response. But it's as far as I can see, it's not going viral. Um, as far as like um, I was hoping that it would kind of kick off, and a lot of people would be like, "Damn, this is the coolest shit I've seen. This is so funny. Let me show a friend." And we're seeing people are seeing it, which is cool. We have a number of people who are seeing it, like on TikTok, and lesser so, much lesser so on Facebook and Instagram as well. But it's not the type of thing apparently that people want to be sharing. So um, it is what it is. That's what you see. Um, so um, to want something to be a way is fine for sure. Um, but then also you have to accept that things do what they're going to do. You know, um, and that's where as you see what something's doing, what the responses to it is, where you have to make the moves to what you're going to do next. To insist that it's going to be the way that you expect it to be is foolish. There's no, it doesn't help anybody to do that. Um, and that's fine. Things are thing. You got to let things be what they are, right? Um, okay. And um, I would have preferred it to go another way, but that's not what we're seeing happen. So let's see if we can't do it right down the middle here. Just get a little light on that to get it to dip back. The other thing I was thinking about for this one is I might try to add in that cross hatching those lines, um, to get it to do what I want it to do there. Um, but add a little of those guys there. A little bit of this here, and call it a day. Just to give it a little bit extra. Maybe I'll dodge the top too here. Okay. So what I want to do. And things not performing the way that we want them to, it's fine. It's just a step in the process, and that that does not bother me one little bit. Um, I know that Cox in Space is it's a really good and fun concept. We've been able to sell it before um, when we first pitched it, uh, and it's got a lot of heart into it. So um, and it's not something you see every day. It like it's its own little guy. It's not a knockoff of something else. It is the type of thing that people enjoy seeing. Um, you know, um, Perhaps not in the style that we presented it. Because it is the animation isn't the highest quality one could ask for. Um, just based off our skills, and I've said that all along during the process here uh, to you, which for me that's not a big deal. Since it is an animatic and it's just to present the concept. Um, but so the internet is full of critics, and as we discussed in the previous episode, critics are people who don't make art necessarily, but they like to judge art, or whatever. And that I'm like, yeah, that's understandable. That's the thing. That's the thing that will happen, is that people will be like that. Um, and so, you know, of course they will. Um, while I'm here, I'm gonna cut out this dress. I'm not sure about this cross hatching because there's just not enough of it. I'd have to do a lot of different things with that. But yeah, so um, it is what it is. We're taking the next steps to continue to push it to where it needs to go, and that's what you have to do with every project. I know from listening to people's stories about the different things that they have worked on. Just friends who have worked on stuff, and then also professionals as they share behind the scenes of what it was, and you know where you think it's going and where it ends up, are often very different. Not very different, but that they're going to be different from each other, and that's the case. Reality versus expectations. Um, you strive for your expectations, and then you have to accept what will exist, or what can exist. So um, for me, again, that's not a big deal. It's just part of the process. So we were hoping to get a viral sensation, that people would really fall in love with Cox in Space, and a lot of people have seen it. They seem to be responding to it well. Um, and we have that little niche crowd, um, and I think that we're gonna have more people, as it gets more exposure, and that's what it is. That's what we got. That's what we got going on. So, um, it's possible that Cox's Space is not for everyone, seeing as not everybody loves a good dick joke. Um, you know, and gotcha. Yeah, and not everyone loves the idea of spreading happiness. Or they think that it's like, too whatever. Um, so, you know, again, it is what it is. Yeah, we have to accept things as they are, not as we want them to be. Um, and I mean, that's always true. I don't. This is not new information to anybody unless you're fairly young, I imagine. Um, that or perhaps it is, and you're mad about it. you, I don't know what to tell you on that one. Um, like your kids aren't going to turn out the way that you expect. Your life isn't going to turn out the way that you expect. It's going to be different. And so that's something that I would encourage you to learn to accept a little bit. Um, because it's the way that it's going to be. I think I'm gonna not reveal Dr. Chloe or Dr. Luna. I think I'm gonna have her slip in back here, do the thing. We'll see the feet underneath and whatnot. Um, and that'll be that. We'll have him stand over here ish. We'll have her come in, sass him, cross, and then cross here, and we'll see the dress come off. Um, Something like that. So, anyways, cool. I think that's where I want it to be. Although I think that I'm gonna have to create this separately. So, oh right, I need to finish putting this line in. And that is too wide. Maybe, I think it is too wide. I don't think 5 pixels is. Oh no, that's right. So I did work today. Something interesting happened in that somebody said unironically that I'm their sweetest coworker, and I thought that was cool. That kind of stuck with me. I try to be easy to get along with in all the ways that I can, unless something is very uh, if somebody is deliberately being a not great person, it's the only time I feel like uh, I am difficult to get along with. Um, and I hope that's the case. That's my intention. But okay, how are we gonna build this? We need to do because there's a foreground and a background. Um, so I was like, I was glad. I understand in some ways for a lot of people I could be kind of like off-putting, uh, because for I think all the reasons that I mentioned yesterday. Like I feel like Um, People don't often know how to take me since I seem so different from them, you know. And um, sorry, I'm having a thought of how to build this scene because I want it to pan, but at the same time I need the the background. I think I'm gonna set it up so that I can pan with that thing connected. Um, Here and then I need to double check something real quick. This should be empty. Okay. And it is. So I don't know why it's freezing. Um, oh, you know what? I need to do the previous scene before I can do this one. Okay. Yeah. I need to do this. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why it's been doing that. I think it's a setting that I need to change that I've forgotten because I haven't done it in a while. I had it set up to something else, and then it started this new default when I reinstalled because I thought I was done. Don't know why this is freezing. Yeah, see how it's doing the same. It's like having trouble finding the files, and like, but that's weird because they're all there. Um, all right, actually, I need to do another one of these. The one that's on that background. That's not it. There's a, yeah, this one right here. Um, right, we need to put that in there, and then we need to put the new reverse up because it has the beaks missing. Then we need to put the beaks on there. Um, because there's two bits of dialogue. Oh Lord, I have to go find that dialogue too. It's like in a file that's way up here, and I'm not exactly sure. I think it's this one. Yeah. Uh,
All right. So Luna's song,
all right. It's gonna be something like.
Here, the USS Pecker engine room lit. The console lights up in front of Richard Cox.
Okay, further down. Should be something here.
Cox in space.
Wow. Okay, that's the original version of that.
Fat cat with it. Meow. Peter Cox draws a massive gun, aiming it at the fat cat. I'm gonna hit him with multiple O's!
I don't think he would survive that.
Interior the Kit Kat Lounge dim. Luna enters the stage before stepping into the audience of fat cats.
That's so funny. She jumps into it.
Oh, you got the blues. I know you feeling down, but you wanna keep your chin up, kid, to turn it around.
His original
I
version of
know
that.
you got that deep sadness. I know you got it down in your soul. You've been eating your feelings right out of a bowl.
Luna approaches Peter and Richard Cox in the shadows. Richard Cox is spitting with Luna, who flicks her tail at him. She leans in, whispering. The music swells and Luna spins away. Peter Cox looks at Richard Cox.
Okay, this is the dialogue we need.
She's set to meet her in.
Peter Cox looks at Richard Cox.
She's set to meet her in her dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
Okay, so this is that bit that I need here. And then it's gonna go to
Interior the Kit Kat lounge, dressing room lit. Richard Cox stands, an egg-shaped shield around him as Luna enters.
I like a cock that's prepared. You got it.
do not have a real clean take of that. That's for sure. So
I like a cock that's prepared. You got a name?
Richard.
Luna goes in to change behind a screen, her head looking over.
okay, this here.
Luna goes in to change behind a screen, her head looking over.
Everyone's depressed, barely moving and
This is the monologue that explains everything. So this was the whole reason I'm putting this back in there.
everyone's depressed, barely moving and eating so much cat food. I want to get to the bottom of it. We can't even see the stars.
Luna exits from behind the screen wearing her veterinary scrubs. Luna exits from behind the screen wearing her veterinary scrubs, and Richard Cox lowers his egg shield.
I'll bring back the stars, Miss Furry.
Okay, so there's the dialogue that we need. And that's, if you hadn't heard it before, that's the explanation of what's going on.
Moving and eating so much cat food. I want to get to the bottom of it. We can't even see the stars.
Luna exits.
I forgot that Richard takes down the shield, which would be fun. That'll be a fun little bit to do. Kitty has decided that she needs pets, and it's more important than anything else that's going on right now. It is. It just I can't stop to give her pets. Just give her pets. Cool. Stop.
She's set to meet her in her dressing room.
Okay, so we're trying to do all this bit here. So would you stop? Look, I know you're the sweet kitty. I know. Okay, so we're gonna take this. She's like, but you're off of work.
She's set to.
You should hang out. You should hang out with us, and don't do all the things that we do, which is hang out. That's all we do, right? That's all that life is for, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't that the secret of life? Is just to hang out all the time. I mean, it is, but would you stop? Okay, so we got all the dialogue together, and we're gonna take just that and unlink everything. I really hope that you're not watching this video for anything than behind the scenes. I mean, if you're looking for like information on how to do this stuff and all that, I'm not being very thorough, that's for sure. On the process, you kind of would have to be watching everything, everything that I was doing and clicking on. So yay, I guess. Um, Here. So we need to do this one, and this is the whisper shot. Please don't bite me. Where he says, we need the dialogue happening too. And we need Luna to be walking away. And actually, in all actuality, I do want to be using, because it has like all the like sparkliness and everything of in the Cox reverse shot. I am still unsure why, like if this was a standard computer, I don't know, whatever, not an Apple, I would be, let's do this. Because doesn't this have, oh, it doesn't. Oh, it's that other one. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna do this and replace it with this one. Okay, there we go. So we can have that gone. And okay, so we have that taken care of. Okay, we need to take this and then change that. But what we need to do to this is to add that same sparkle from that other one, which is in. Okay, we'll do the same thing. We're going to change the eye to a different position. I actually want it to be here. Okay, so then we need to put the beak in here as well. Okay, let me do this. There's got to be a settings. There we go. That's doing that. And we need to be over. I think for the person who, complimented me or whatever, it's just they wasn't even meant as a compliment. They were just sort of like commenting that I was, nice. I was just like, people then so rarely get compliments, in general. Um, and just not being a pain to me is like it's a big deal. Like it is really a big deal to me. And so it was nice to be like, someone had noticed that like I'm not trying to do that. You know what I mean? It's don't know why that happened. Hopefully this is still all reading like it should. Yeah, okay. Um, I'm not like going out of my way to be nice or to be sweet or whatever. But like that's just I feel like everybody should be doing that with each with each other. You know what I mean? Like that's like not it's not extra is what I'm saying. It's that's just like, what you do. Um, and so, for someone to be like, yeah, I recognize that's a thing that you do and it's not an ordinary thing. I was just like, okay, good. It's reading well. Um, I wonder if because she has no bottom half of her body, this would be really hard to. I'd have to do a much tighter shot maybe to get this to play. Um, Maybe I'll do it like that. Do it like so. She's like, she walks off like this. But have it instead of this big shot that we had, but have it like right here, so I could just have him talk. Um, yeah, let's do that, and let's see how it looks. I do need to figure out how much dialogue we need to put in there.
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
Okay, so that's the whole line. I really would like to clean that up a little bit. Um,
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
like just that reverb would be nice to take out. You know, like oh my God. Um, I don't know if it's gonna help, but
Said to meet her in her dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
yeah, that's like still doing it. And really, it's not on that clip. It's really specifically on this clip that I need this done.
Fine, but wear protection. Fine, but wear protection.
Dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
Okay. So we're gonna have this much further. Whoops. We're gonna have this much further down here because she needs to sashay a little bit away before they can have that conversation. in the shot, we have this being like almost a full 30 seconds, I think. No, it's not actually. It's 20 seconds because it's just the upper third. Okay. So we have that, which is going to be like this. So it's a whole whispering though too, which means that it's from the previous shot. I still don't have a reverse of Luna. Um, so to have her whisper to him is something I can't do. But I'm gonna have it come over a little bit from the other shot. So, so that'll happen. And then she will cross. Let's see if this is, let's say just, we'll take a little bit from that previous shot. So let's have her like cross in about 8 seconds maybe. And we can have the end of the shot be like this.
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
It does need to be here.
Fine, but wear protection.
Okay, so she has that much time. Okay, so she's gonna start there. Actually, we're gonna have her start smaller even, but just a little bit here. And then we're gonna have her cross. Need to mark that position. Cool. Have her cross about by here-ish. She'll be like, I didn't mark the scale. It's quite a ways to go. Um, there, I'm gonna mark that, and then here, and get her a little bit bigger, just a little bit. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Um, she's also gonna go out of focus, but whoops. Um, we're gonna do some change focus stuff here in a second. I do have to do that. It's a fairly tight shot, so to make that happen, um, also the rotation. Okay, so here, forward. And then this hopefully doesn't look. Oh shoot. I mean, move forward. Okay, let's do that, but with a little sachet, and I think it will be all right. Like, and then something like this. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. And then we're going to do this as a... like this, and we'll do this like this. That's not the one. This is the one. We're just going to zoom in on this whole thing so that she's more, it's more of a close-up. Not that tight, apparently. It's not a whole lot, though. Dang. We could zoom over the course of it, too. Oh, damn. She really can't. I already need to patch in the bottom there. That's really weird framing. That's really weird framing. It's only 8 seconds. Okay, why that's weird. Have that. Because this whole clip should be 16 seconds, and it is. Why? First of all, why are these disconnected from each other? Okay. Why is that only 8 seconds long? And this is a 16-second clip. Yeah, it's still. What the hell? Um, okay. Why is that duration? That's weird as hell, man. Okay. It needs to. I guess it needs to start here. Okay, that'll work, actually. That's not bad. Um, okay.
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
So, cool. She's off screen. Damn. She's off screen way back here because of the zoom. Yes, at 6 seconds is kind of where um, that needs to be. That's where the music's still playing. Yeah, 7 seconds is an absolute maximum that I can do with that. So let's do that here. And we're gonna do it like this.
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
Needs response.
Fine, but wear protection.
Man, it's just such a, you know, like,
In her dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
I wonder if I can't pull it like down into the sound more so it cuts out that reverb.
In her dressing room. Dressing room. Meet her in her dressing room.
That is not doing.
Fine, but wear protection.
No, that's interesting.
Fine, but wear protection.
Actually, doesn't sound bad.
Said to meet her in her dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
Okay. Maybe that's gonna flatten everything.
Said to meet her in her dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
What?
Dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
Okay. So they kind of match. Anyway, sound is also not my forte, so.
She said to meet her in her dressing.
Okay, so let's do that. Let's get that beak talking. Nope, we gotta take that off and put that right here.
She's said to
While I was quietly sitting here, of course, I was, thinking about, I'm pretty sure everybody who knows me, and I'm not sure if this is the case, but this is what goes on in my brain. But uh, they think that I'm just an idiot, and that's me likely just thinking that, but uh, and that's in some ways why.
the meet to meet
And people look at, I'll be like, hey, can you do it? And then be like, no, you're fucking dumb.
said to
Um, so I was mainly thinking about my parents and just how I get the feeling that that's their thought in general. Is that, yeah, you're fucking dumb. We're we're always gonna have to.
meter
We're always gonna have to be putting up with your bullshit. You which is fine. It is what it is. And how it's possible that everything I think is possible, or everything I desire to do uh, will not be accomplished.
in her dress.
Damn
Meter. She said to meter to meter meter
And the reason I think that we've been working on this Coxswain space, for 2 years, and I released it to the group chat to be like, hey guys, look, it's done. I accomplished the thing I've been telling you guys I was working on. No response from anybody. Just like, not even like a yes, we're excited. Not a what the fuck, you know. Literally just like, uh, you know, nothing, crickets.
she said to meter in her
Um,
meter meter in her dress.
that's not the one I wanted right there.
Meter in her dress. The meter
Yeah. Anyway, to be real honest, I'm kind of really talked out from yesterday. Monologuing for 4 hours got me like, just wore out.
she said to meter in her
So sorry for the low key kind of talk. Um, it was really fun. The drawing with Jack was it was always really fun. We were meeting twice a week, and we would just be chatting with all the guys together, and that was always a blast. And this has been a little bit different than that, obviously. Because it's just me. working on this, um, and trying to as much as possible be encouraging to you, or to try to bring you some insight that you haven't necessarily heard or seen, um, and you know we're just in that type of moment now, that just 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 doing the things, and that's fine, um, and that's fine.
Dressing room.
You know, um, every it's hard for me, and I think that this is not true for everybody, because there's some people who really do, you know, um, I don't know, feel alive or whatever, feel like they should be the focus and attention, but
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
um, like, yeah, for me to be like, yeah, I deserve to have your attention, uh, and that you should care about the things that I say, I think is a silly thing, because I don't have a lot for you as a person. Um, I think I want to have both of their eyes follow, which means I'm gonna have to patch in here before he looks up to him. Um, so that will give that a little bit more action, and also probably his beak. Um, should be he should slowly pick up his beak from where it was all on the ground. So let's do that too before I move on. I'll need to patch out that eye. But okay, so it's gonna go back to where it was, so I could start it real low here. And honestly, let's see how much I can get away with. There we go. And it slowly comes back up. Oh, shoot. Um, hang on. I gotta actually mark the position. Not there, but here. I need to mark it. And then go back to that one. And pull it down. And then we'll watch the eyes. Yeah.
He said to meet her in her dressing room.
So cool. And then we'll look at this one here, the eyeball. Let's find there. We'll mark that position there. So it's down like that, and then we'll have it follow her. Like that before he looks back. Okay, that first position needs to be changed to this. Actually, let's do it more like that. Before it snaps back. Actually, let's scoot that back because she's gonna be off screen by that time, and then we'll do this here. Hi. Okay, so he's not really looking at her. That's weird. I'm not sure how to get him looking at her. Because that's more like down. And he's not really that way, so it'd be great if I get him to turn his head, but that's also not the case. There it is. Cool, yeah. He's watching her, and then actually I want that snap to be even faster.
Jeez.
Okay, I really do want it to be faster though, faster than that even. So that means this needs to be here. Maybe I'll have him blink. No, I think I do want the eyes to follow.
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
Um, yeah, because blinking moves switching at his head. Or having one pop up.
She,
I want that to happen even faster though. That eyeball move. Okay.
she said to meet her in her dressing room.
Okay, I think that I can do it I need to. I really want to blink. I really want him to blink a couple of times. Um, which is so silly. But so I have to do this, but put the his eyes closed, and so it's the exact same thing. I'm just gonna just place it in exactly the same spot, um, and no one should be any the wiser, um, except for you, who are watching at home. Well, no. Um, okay, so let me take this lens or this lid. Years ago, when I lived in LA, I had a dog, a little like Shih Tzu Terrier mix. Um, and that little dog was really such a little character. Um, the reason I started thinking about that is I was thinking about the walks that we would take. We'd go out, a couple of times a day so he could get his pee on and whatever. Um, and he was such a good little dude. We'd just go explore. I lived in West Hollywood at that time, and we would just go explore the neighborhood. I really love being in a city, especially a walkable city. That there's all these places that you can go, um, and there's always something to see. Um, and just you know, um, just what a fantastic world it is to be able to be surrounded by so many people and all the things they do. Um, and That's on the wrong layer. Oh well. Anyway, and having a dog gives you the ability, with more the requirement, right, to to hang out uh, around all these people, and all the things that they're doing in such a place. Um, it was just, yeah, it was just always so cool. LA is such a cool city. Just there's so much going on there, um, and so there was people, day or night, people always up to something, so. Um, yeah. Knoxville is not a big city. That's where I live now, and it uh, it doesn't have that same. Oh, it's not. That's why it's not showing up. Okay. It's not walkable for one, because there's a lot of space, and it's there is a lot that's going on. I do like the people here. I like better than I like the majority of the people that I met in LA. Um, they had a lot going on. That's one of the drawbacks with a big city is you know people and their self-importance, of what they got going on. I mean, so it is cool that there is always something happening, and then at the same time, there is so many things. But yeah. The thing about Southern California, just in general, too, why a lot of people have enjoyed being there, is that it is remarkably um, like the weather is almost always nice, and I think that that has something to do with the behavior of the people too. Is they expect things to always be nice, for them. They're a little bit spoiled in that way. I have found that people who live in places that have intermittent weather, where you have to make plans and you have to adjust, have a tendency to be a little bit more capable of dealing with the changes that come with life. So, what the heck, man? Okay, that's closer to what I want. That little dog is very likely not alive anymore. It was a while ago that I had that dog, and he ended up staying with my ex-wife uh, when I ended up leaving. So I haven't heard from either of them for many years. So no update there. And so it's kind of sad, in my opinion. He was such a good dog, and I would like to have known his fate, but that's on me, really. I made my choices, and it is what it is. You do what you do. You live how you live, right? I actually looked up our zodiac signs, um, comparing our birth charts, and it killed me. Like it literally killed me. Uh, 'Cause you know, like I was, so I do put a lot of stock in that. Like I feel like when you find, why is this not zooming like it's supposed to? When you get the birth time and the location in play, and you get a really good read on a chart, that you can really begin to figure out like who gets along. Listen, guys, and who doesn't. I have to show you this really quick because this is what's happening right now on my lap right now. I don't know if you can see that, but the cat's insisting on holding my hand. Yep, yep. So, anyway, um, I don't know if that came up clearly because I couldn't see it while I was doing it, but um, anyway, so I did a read on our charts of my ex-wife and I, and it was like um, the lowest rating that I've seen of anybody that I've ever run a chart on. Like, so there's they do both romantic and friendship readings, but they're basically the same. Just uh, the degree of relationship, I guess, is the difference. But they so it ranks from like golden or like soulmates for like the highest to like meaningful is like the median. And then this one was like in the friendship, it was like unique. And then like in the relationship, it was like impossible. And I just died. And it was like, because, like either you will find common ground in the things that you both have interests in, which was true. And that's how we met and how we got started hanging out. Um, but you likely will never be able to communicate well together with each other because neither one of you understands the motivation of the other person, and unless you're able to work through that, then you'll never really work it out. And I was like, God damn, like, um, that's so true. Like that was really why it like broke down. It's just, and then it was like, for her, it was like, there's wounds that you don't want anyone to know about, and you'd rather not talk about, and your boy here like will expose them, um, you know, and will make you so uncomfortable in being around him. I was like, yeah, yeah, true enough. It wasn't intentional, that's not what I try to do with people. But that I think I was talking about that yesterday. Just like that's just my nature. Is I have a tendency to find the things that bother people, you know, and reveal them, and not because I'm trying to, but because um just I'm curious about pretty much everything, and especially if someone like I sense that there's some kind of secret or something under the surface. You know, it's just the thing that happens. So yeah, yeah, that was I was like, I'm so sorry. Like it wasn't even it's like not. I guess for one, I was glad to be like, oh, okay, there's a reason why it didn't work out. You know what I mean? And I guess maybe for me, I wanted to have like um, that, um, I don't know, getting let off the hook a little bit for being like, leaving. But then at the same time, it was like the relationship just straight up was not working. And it was really clear to me that it was not working. Um, and I couldn't understand why. Uh, like no matter how much I was trying to communicate about it, or like what I was trying to do to like help that, why it was not changing that. You know, and that's I find that with a lot. Like I will try to make things work. I'll try to get along with people. I'll try to adjust myself so that I can help them feel better about the situation. um but yeah, that'll work. But if there's just a dynamic that doesn't work, it just won't work. And as I've gotten older, I've come to realize that more is that some people just don't get along. And studying the zodiac, the charts and signs, and interaction between the stars, for different people has helped me understand that more. That's just the thing, that people are gonna do. People just won't get along, you know, and it's fine. It sucks, if you especially if you want it to work out, but it's fine. It's just the nature of things. So I'm the type of person that I want everybody to like me. Um, I want to get along with everybody. But because I have a Libra moon, you know, and the Sagittarian rising sign. Both of those feel like that we should be able to get along with everybody. You know, we're cool guys. You know, um, we're trying to be as easygoing as possible. Um, but it's just the case that it just doesn't. You know, it's not the way it works out. Um, People have their ideas and agendas. You know. And so, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Life is gonna find a way. So, um, I know this is so silly for something that's just a moment, but look at his eyes all puckered up like that. Isn't that funny? Okay. Um, so we only want it to pop up like a little bit. So it's like, uh-oh, that's not exactly the right position. 953, 619. Let's do this like this. Do this like this. It looked really close. It was not close enough. And we'll do this like this. Uh, why is it still moving? It should not be moving. Okay. Remember that thing where I was like, hey, do it like that? But what if you did it like that? Okay, there we go. It shouldn't be shifting either. Why is it shifting? Maybe because I didn't hit enter afterwards. There we go. Yeah, that shouldn't be moving at all. There we go. There's a good blink, and it's gonna go away. Another one of those though. You know what? I'm gonna do it like this, so I can just put in a blink wherever I want to. Now, blip. We do want it to be a little bit sooner though. Like here, maybe. No, hang on. Okay, so there you go. I mean, there you go. I don't know if that works, but um, and then maybe they should be a little closer together. Like this one should be a little bit. No, no. No, don't snap. Don't snap there. Yeah, something like that. Maybe one more. I don't know. Maybe it looks too silly with three of them. Yeah, it's too much the same. Um, so maybe this one here, a little bit like that. And we'll adjust the timing a little bit so it's not exactly the same. You know what's funny to think about, or funny that yeah, I'm thinking about it right now, is the fact that Sarah Silverman is in Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan. Um, that it just it's weird. It's weird to see her doing any type of role. She was also on an episode of Star Trek, which was also a actually Star Trek Voyager, because I guess she's trying to get work in the industry at that time. Um, as an actress, and she's trying to like support her stand up or whatever, or maybe it's before she does her stand up. I'm not sure exactly the time, but like yeah, so she's in like some major motion pictures. Uh, but like she's just like so. Um,
She said to meet her in her dress.
I think I want one more slow blink. She's just like so, like her own person. You know what I mean? Like it seems weird to have Sarah Silverman doing any projects besides her own. Because she's very much like, you know, she she doesn't fit in a lot of other worlds besides her world. And anyway, she doesn't stand out in the movie, like Parent Trap.
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
Um, but also she doesn't. I mean, she doesn't. She's not.
Fine, but wear protection.
But also she doesn't like add anything. She's just like exactly what you need her to be without being anything extra, which I guess is what you need her to be. Like she's the camp counselor, that is the assistant to the camp counselor, who gets them in timeout together up in the woods, and when they break down their big secret. Um, but like she just it could be anybody, right? Like it's weird that it's Sarah Silverman. And the same thing with her role in Voyager, is that it could be anybody who does. She's like some girl from the 90s. They do like a time travel episode or something. I can't even remember why that plot exists because it doesn't make sense in terms of what I'm thinking of in Voyager. But I remember Tuvok being in the episode. So I don't know. I don't know. It's actually not position, it is rotation. There's a random little bit of trivia for you, um, for you guys, to get some insight into what I think about while I'm sitting here quietly. It's either I must be an idiot or random movie facts. So there's no in between. Uh,
Fine.
Not really. And then, on a good day, it's I love my friends very much, and we have a great time together. I hope they love me as much as I do. Yeah. But they don't. So, uh, let's see if I can't make this.
Fine, but wear protection.
Yeah, I left it open.
Wear.
Okay,
But wear
it needs to be closed here.
protection.
This, the speaking with the beak is actually, I used to not like doing it. It was just so tedious, but it's one of the easier things to do. You just look at the wave and make the open and close thing happen. Obviously, very different than um, actually animating speech, where you have to look for the vowels and shape it the way it's supposed to be. And I'm not doing that currently. So.
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
I think I'm gonna add another blank blank right there because it's funny.
Dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
There you go. So it should.
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
Fine.
Okay, I don't need this third one. I don't need four of them. I need three of them. Just need more spaced out. So we're gonna do that double blink and then. Um, Alright, snaps back.
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
Double blink.
Fine, but wear protection.
Fine. That's awesome. That works for me. There's a whole lot of extra space here. This should be 20 seconds, and it's really not. So that's unfortunate, but it's supposed to be like a whisper there. I'm gonna be stealing a bunch from that other one, but
Fine, but wear protection.
so about 7 seconds, maybe. Um, I really wish I had a reverse shot of her. Like I wish I had Luna's back. Um, well, well. I don't. I don't have it. So, what I do want to do is see how it looks with this whole thing, but um, what I'm gonna do is actually import these guys. It's this one right here. So we do this. We're gonna put this guy in here like this. We can have the whole thing play the way it's supposed to. Everything looks right? Like the framing and all that. Okay. And then we want this.
And eating your feelings right out of a bowl.
We're gonna cut to this other shot here. Right here.
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
Okay. So here we're going to She actually, ah, dang, I actually need to use that other one. I need her to pull like real close to his ear right there. Um, okay. So I need to do, I don't want to do this because it was really having trouble doing the whole thing, but I think it is this. Yeah. I'm not sure why it was having trouble with this clip. I mean, it's not that big. I mean, there is a lot going on, but they're all related at other places. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot going on. What I really need to do is open this lounge shot up a little bit and adjust this here. This is really what needs to be fixed. Oh wow. Oh wow. I left all that in there, huh? Okay. Well, okay. She moves here and then moves over here to this guy, and we need it to go. She needs to actually go further. And I'm gonna steal. Hmm. Wonder what's going on there. I'm gonna extend this a little bit. Actually, wow, that's a long time actually. Okay. Um, there. Do this guy here. Same thing with these guys. Just these guys over like that. And lock them down again. Oh, that's right. Luna doesn't. Luna's not. Luna's not a thing. Luna is her own. Okay, we're gonna add 7 seconds to all these guys too. Luna is an independent piece. That means she's made up of a bunch of different pieces. Okay, and let's pull Luna over. Cool.
Right out of a boat.
And then we want her to do the same like sachet thing, but dang. Why is her head suddenly missing? Oh no. What has happened? What part didn't I extend? They should all be there. Why is her head not there? It clearly is there though. Because there's more to that. Okay, right, of course there is. Um, is that, yeah, 7 seconds or whatever. It's weird they let me pull the clip without it. It should have like blocked me from doing that because it was all one thing. Cool. Um, so yeah, I don't know if you know, I'm a big fan of horror movies, um, but it's impossible to see everything. Um, and I hadn't seen the the movie Jeepers Creepers because I had kind of slept on it. It came out in the 90s, and so I had slept on it there. I wasn't into horror at that time, and then it came out, of course, that the creator was a pedophile and preying on people through his films. And so I hadn't watched it that way either. But I recently watched it because I was watching it in a way that wasn't going to give him any money. And so I was fine with that. But you know, you got to separate the art from the artist, and especially if that means that make sure that they don't get royalties for it. That's that's the best way to separate the two. Um, if a person is going to be a piece of shit, then make sure that they don't get paid for their art. Is the thing. Hopefully, uh, never mind. That thought's so dumb. I'm not going to follow through with that. Um, but so I got to see it, and I didn't realize that Justin Long is in Jeepers Creepers. As the main character in Jeepers Creepers. I'd seen him in Goosebumps. He's like R.L. Stein, I think, in the Goosebumps TV series, TV show. Um, and so I was like, huh, that's weird. And he's become sort of like a staple in like a bunch of horror movies that I've seen. He was most recently in he had like a cameo in Weapons. And I was like, oh shit, there's Justin Long again. Because I just don't like his performances at all. I'm sure he's a nice guy. He seems like he's congenial. That's actually one of the reasons why I'm not a huge fan of his work, is he doesn't really add anything in a lot of ways to the performances, and so that's why I'm always like, why are you even here, my man? Um, but yeah, so I hadn't realized that he was there, and I I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense why people will cast him, because he's so like recognized as being part of like a horror classic. Say what you will about it. Jeepers Creepers is has been around for a while, and a lot of people have seen it. It's part of the milieu of horror, like a horror standard now, as much as say Child's Play is, or the the 13th is. I did think that it was interesting in the course of the movie. It's about this demon that is, sewing people together, that is sniffing people's clothes, and then eventually ends up abducting the boy instead of the girl. Especially in light of the dude's allegations later, allegations proven, assaults. Uh, and so I was like, huh, that's like, go ahead and tell your biography, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, that's a wild thing to do. But anyway, that oh shoot, apparently I've extended Luna beyond where the rest of everything else is. Let's just pop that up here. And pop that up here. And then, where's the set? Where are the cats? So, yeah, anyway, it was an okay movie. I will give you that. Yeah, I mean, I felt like it was like for a lot of for a lot of for the time, like for the 90s, I can see how, it kind of was interesting. I feel like it doesn't really bring anything new to the table. I do see where Jeepers Creepers got their inspiration, his inspiration rather, from. So, because he started following that whole like, the creep is a, the um, that the Terrifier is a demon of sorts, and he's like rebuilding himself through body parts. He found that later, of course. He I don't think he meant to do that, but he just kind of steals or pays homage, however you want to see that, to um, the previous horror franchises. Um, and then we want her to turn her head. We kind of want her to stop right there. 44. Um, and then basically I don't know, the thing with Jeepers Creepers is, yeah, it just didn't seem to. I mean, it was basically like Saw but using a demon, So I was like, yeah, okay, you know. Um, and I think that it predates Saw, so that's not super fair of a thing to say about it. But yeah, and it was just like a series of scenes, with this thing stalking them. Um, and so, not a whole lot of character development, not a whole lot of reason to care about them. I actually stopped the movie as soon as Justin Long got abducted, and I was like, all right, like spoilers, I guess. Um, all right, like that's a fine conclusion for me to see. Um, yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Trying to like, oh, I made it this additional one, but I don't think I actually want to use it. Um, let's just leave that, and then we'll tie this. The final shots. We'll put a cog zoom in here, and maybe we can extend this a little bit by having her walk from that side. Um, so like just have her like cross. Um, I wonder if I can't move. What I can do is if I take, nope, nope, that's not a thing. I want to move the whole thing over, but I can't do it. I could move the cocks, all of these over. Ah, that's a pain too. what I can do is this. I'm gonna do this, and then make a. This cat is very insistent about getting pets. She is not generally this insistent about getting pets, but she is very insistent. I don't know. I don't know why. Um, Let me do this. Put this guy in here like this. I'm just gonna move her over quite a bit, and then use that piece. So basically like do like this so I can get as much play out of it as possible. And then okay. Hopefully this will work. So we're going to click this and this be like replace clip with, there we go. So it should basically do the same thing, and then hopefully in the zoom, yeah, wow, wow, oh that's right, that's what I was trying to look at. I need this clip to be as long as that is. Which is 16 seconds.
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
Okay, so that doesn't quite.
Fine.
Okay, so she does have to go further. Which is fine. And, okay. Let me do this so that she's adjusted lower, just a hair. So hopefully that should take that out. I'll do it over this way just a little bit, and then I can add some more to the end to get that to walk the way I want it to, but so we shouldn't see her rise up. Okay. Also, I'm gonna have to fix her eyes because they made sense where they were when they're back here.
She said to meet her in her dress.
And then we need to get her off stage here. Which means we need to do these more. And does she end up pitching forward? She does. So we need the ones where it goes back to center, and then these guys. Also in Jeepers Creepers, the mysterious, a black woman, telling us the coming events, mysterious black woman with, unannounced psychic powers. I'm just kind of like, like, yay, but it doesn't, it just looks bad. It's just like lazy writing. Um, I hope Justin Long was okay though. To be honest, like just I didn't realize that he had worked on the set with that guy, and so I do hope that he's okay. Um, that he didn't, it wasn't bad for him, but yeah, it makes me a little bit like I was like when I understood that he was as a kid, that um, he was on that project. Like I was like, okay, I have an understanding now. um, about you know um, about why he has become these things. And he's like fine as a teenage actor. Um, in the movie, like I wasn't upset at his performance in Jeepers Creepers. Um, in the way that I am about like him as an adult actor. But it's really, for that reason that like, you give kid actors, the credence for showing up, as they are. Um, but like you can't stay at that level of performance. And I don't think you should be able to make a career out of it. But I feel like he has kind of stayed at that level of performance. There's another guy too. I feel like Jesse Eisenberg is a similar kind of talent in that way. Like as a kid, in the kid roles that he was in, it was like fine, but like he does that as an adult also. Um, and so I'm like, you know, uh, you can kind of miss me with those performances. Or there's another dude. He was in Satan's Little Helper, and he was also in. He's like the bad guy in Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Um, and like I see him now as an adult doing the same things he did as a kid. I'm like, yeah, that's fine when you were a kid. That was fine. But like, um, now that blink is off. We don't have two blinks.
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
Okay, that's a little slow for her to leave, but anyway, I don't know. Do I complain the same thing about Jennifer Aniston? No, I mean she doesn't give the same performance in Leprechaun as she does in Friends and literally everything else. Um, uh, but I don't know. I guess I don't find those kids cute. I don't find Justin Long cute, so he can't get away with it. I don't know what it is.
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
Fine.
Yeah, these, it's really, it's okay. This is fine. This one needs to be. She slows down at the end, and she needs to not slow down at the end. Like these ones need to be. Oh yeah, she definitely is slowing down at the end. I need these all to be different. Um, they need to be more. I think the spacing's correct, but like the yeah, she needs to be like more kind of like that in the same way. Speaking of Leprechaun, damn, are we gonna get a new Leprechaun movie anytime soon? Or is it just like, since we don't have that actor anymore, I'm sorry, whose name I'm absolutely forgetting, Warwick? Davis Warwick? Something like that? Um, that, it's just over. I mean, it seems to be, it seems a shame. Um, Although, I mean, the first thing that franchise really has on its course, I don't know if we need to bring back a Leprechaun movie.
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
Okay, that works. That's all working. I would like to see it on the tail of this other one, but Um, I don't have that one anymore. I feel like if I open this up, it's going to be like a whole big thing. It opened up the vertical again when I wanted it to open up the number 66. Like, I'm not sure why it's having so much trouble with these clips. Oh, it actually might not show here either because it's fading out. I need to adjust it altogether actually. And maybe just the content of these are just so deep. Um, there's just too much going on in each of them. It could be. I didn't think that that's the case. I thought once you rendered it, it would be you know. Okay, so she does end up there. So that's fine. Like I didn't think the nested clips are would drag something down. Yeah, I'm not super experienced with it, so maybe that's the case. Since they're so nested. Not seeing anything here. Okay, cool. Why is there so much extra space? Oh, is it because there's the no? Huh. Yeah, why is there so much extra space there? Let's cut this here. Like, it is wild that it's taking so long to process, you know? Okay. Okay, and same here. Like, maybe I should be cool. Oh, weird. So it did import it, so it's like extra long, but why? Why was it extra long? All right, so here, did not mean to cut that. Yeah, it is definitely dealing with a lot um, in trying to do these clips. So, and I get it, there's a lot to do within all of them. So, maybe I should render this down and work with that render. I mean, yeah, let me just do that. And then it won't have to struggle so much with everything that's going on. Okay. No, but I don't want that. I do want it. Okay, I do need to deal with it one more second. Okay, so this is good. And then, what's the last bit of this? Okay, cool, we want this here. But it looks like it's not really struggling. Oh wait, it is. Is it that the audio keeps going? It is the audio. Damn it. I didn't think about the audio. I needed it for the audio. So I gotta go back in and redo this real quick. Yep. And there's a lot going on all of these. I realized
Your
it.
feelings right out of a boat.
Yeah. So I gotta have that for that whole extra bit. And take this for this whole extra bit, which is all the audio. And then take this one for the audio. Okay, so that does have all of that, which is cool. And then this one needs to have everything but titles. Okay, which I think this depends on. Okay, and this is not the one I want that one on anyway. Um, it's this one, which has. No, it needs to be here. It needs to be taken care of here. Okay. Should not have done that way. Should have paused it first. Okay. She's about to laugh. Okay. So that's that, and then we can close this down. And then we can use all together as our source. Okay, we're gonna cut that down to we. Okay, cool. So we're gonna render this whole thing and use that as the thing we're gonna work with on these guys. Um, I know it's been a second. We have a couple more things to do. I've been working on this one shot, but it'll be worth it. That way, this will not be bogging down. Um, it's gonna take a second here. We can hang out for a second, you and I all together, which is the pleasantries of animation is the render time, doing the individual frames and whatnot. Um, so it's only going to take a few minutes to render the audio. 6, 7 minutes. Less than that. Perfect. If you didn't know, uh, Kate got married recently. Actually, like last week or something like that. So, if you're the type of person who does congratulations, you can give her a congratulations. Uh, Hopefully, that is a happy and lasting marriage for them. That they will find much joy with each other and and be be uh, lifelong companions to one another. And it would be nice to see her career take off shortly after her marriage as well. Um, Via Cox in Space, of course, but in all the other ways as well. I'm not sure what he does. He seems like a nice guy. They seem to be happy together. In the photos I've seen of them, and Kate's a smart cookie, so I'm sure she's picking well who she keeps around her. So, but they do, yeah, they do seem happy together. So it looks like about 4 minutes of that. So I'm going to be doing some yoga this afternoon at the gym, which has been really great. Um, going over there and just doing an hour. There is a vinyasa class that I've been taking, which if you guys don't know, it's a they like there's two styles of yoga that I've seen. They're probably much more, and they have a bunch of different variations, of course, for the speciality and whatever. But there's a set of forms that is like you stand and hold positions for a long period of time for strength, and then there's a form vinyasa, which is about like moving fluidly between the different forms that you're taking. And generally, I hate those classes. Like, I hate them a lot because I'm just not real coordinated, and popping into the positions and whatnot quickly has been difficult. But the instructor that I am with now is actually pretty good, and I don't know why I don't dislike her as much as I have the other instructors that I have been under. Um, Maybe I've gotten more used to the forms and I kind of understand what is happening now. And the learning curve for the other ones was hard. I did a lot of Bikram for a long time. Bikram is the one, the thought where you hold positions for a long time and do that. And so I did a lot of that where you're posing and holding and posing and holding. Um, and so I did that for a long period of time. And now Vinyasa is kind of making more sense. Um, but then also she like does things that I don't know. It's just the way that she describes it, or if it's just like the flow that she has set up or something like that. Um, but it's been pretty cool. The thing is that is different here. I'm going to a gym versus like a where they have like a studio, yoga studio. Yoga studio classes that I've seen are generally like 90 minutes, which is like brutal sometimes with a hot in a hot room. And these ones are only 60 minutes, which is less brutal. And so it feels like it's really good. Like you go in, you get a good workout, you sweat, and it doesn't like kill you. Um, and I've been really enjoying that. The flexibility, the strength, the just putting yourself through hard tests on a regular basis. I think it's a healthy thing to do, to challenge yourself to do things. Um, and yeah, it's been nice just around being around people. Um, and getting a workout in around people and not having to interact with them, not having to it's not dependent on whether or not I've been made them uncomfortable or whatever. I don't have to like there's no like needing to understand one another. It's just showing up and all doing the same thing, which is nice just to be a part of humanity. I feel like so often for so long I have not been a part of humanity. Um, so, in various stages, especially since I left, well, even when I was in LA, basically when I left Chicago, at the end of the time I was in Chicago, so that was 2012. So if you're doing the math, it's about 14 years. So, for some people, like, it's the majority of some people's lives, you know, that I kind of stepped outside of society, and I wasn't isolated because, obviously there's interactions, but I have spent a lot of time by myself, and that makes you kind of way, Um, in a lot of ways, I feel like I'm less like willing to put up with people's shenanigans, and maybe that's crotchety or whatever, grouchy. But I don't. It's not like I'm grouching at them. That's not the feeling that I have. That like I suspect I need them to be a certain way, or I'm grousing at them to behave differently, but it's more that, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You're gonna do those things. I'm not going to be around you while you're doing those things. You're welcome to do them elsewhere. This not where I am. Um, and so that's that's different for people, I think. A lot of people have been dealing with people for so long that it's second nature for them to do that, to put up with people's shenanigans. Um, if I say shenanigans one more time, uh, everybody's on suspension. Um, yeah, that's a Super Troopers reference. Um, but that's. I don't think I don't know. I'm glad to be in this phase of my life where I am being around people more. Because I do enjoy people as much as I don't know. Maybe it sounds like I don't. Maybe the being apart from people, makes it seem like I don't. And like, um, allowing people to have their free will, but to do it elsewhere, maybe that seems like I don't. But I do enjoy being in the presence of other people. Um, I find them amusing. Uh, and that's kind of like the difference, is that they amuse me, and not so much that they're like we're involved or connected with each other. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Um, but it is nice. It is nice to be. We'll just be breathing together, right? And to be a part of that, we're all just breathing together, individually doing our own things collectively. So it's the Orange Boy. If you guys haven't seen the Orange Boy recently, mm-hmm. You also think since I've been here a couple hours that it's time, but it's not. Guys, after this, we just have one more shot to do. So we're coming on 3 hours, coming up on 3 hours here. I don't think I'm gonna finish that shot because there's a couple of technical things that I need to do with it. But I think we're gonna make good headway on it, and that'll be cool to do. Um, and we'll probably have one final final episode after this one as I tie everything together, finish up that shot, tie everything together, and make sure that the credits are what they need to be for everybody. Make sure everybody gets credit for being a voice actor on it, um, and whatnot. I think that's the only plate that I'm missing is voice acting, and I might contact. Although I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll contact Josiah, the Web Wizard, to see if he wants to score this final scene with Luna telling her story. But maybe not. A couple more minutes here. I'm gonna step away real quick. I'll be right back. I hope that you enjoy that silence. And welcome back. Welcome back to me for joining you. All right, get this out of here. Although I do need to add that thing back to it. I think I need to add this sparkly thing back to it. I just need to look it up real quick on that other timeline. I think it's the lounge zoom or something. Maybe on, no. Okay. Yeah, maybe on this one. Pull that up real quick and get the same, not the spotlight, I want that sparkly. This one, yeah. So it works the same, and then we'll close that down. And then we'll put that here. All right, let's do this one so we can have something to work with here. And we'll do this in the final. Do this. So everything looks the way it's supposed to look. There we go. And then she does this whole thing here. She does this whisper to it. Alright, so we want it to be right there. This is where we put in the new one.
She said to meet her in her dressing room.
Okay, and we'll do it. And do this one like way here. Yeah, there should be a way to, yeah. Should be a way to change this. There is not. There is. Nice. Yeah, that's kind of what I want right there.
said to meet her in her dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
Yeah, she kind of freezes. I don't want her to freeze there. I want to do it kind of cut on the moment.
He said to meet her in her dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
Then we gotta do this cut over. I do need it to be a little bit longer. But look. Nope, that's all we got. So it's got.
He said to meet her in her dressing room.
Fine, but wear protection.
Okay, the volume of this has gotta go up. To match. So like that.
He said to meet her in her dressing room.
Fine, but
He said to meet her in her dressing room.
fine, but wear protection.
And then we'll cut over to here.
Fine, but wear protection.
And do this whole thing here. Okay, cool. So that's the whole thing there, which is cool there. And then we're setting up this shot, which we started the episode with wanting to set up the shot, but we're there now. We're doing it now. Looks like I do not have it. Okay. Buddy, it's not time yet. I'm gonna set this guy up here. And then this is the one we have this set for the remaining 40 seconds. Unless he talks about all the things he was talking about. Let's just give it this so we can mess with it as necessary. Huh. I thought we saved... Oh no. Oh, that's right. Okay, so I need to set it up. Okay, gotcha. That this whole thing has more to it, so we can Okay, so I need it that I can move them all at the same time, so I can do a panning shot with it. And I need them to not have to move separately from each other, but then I need it to... Oh, that's right. I was going to put the new one on the old one to get so she can drop behind it. So okay, um, I'll put this here. Although I really should have done it here. Um, so that it doesn't have to be placed in this frame. And then we're just going to duplicate this into, so we can do the two of them together. And then it kind of keeps them in the same place. I thought I saved this one with the shadow underneath. Okay. Didn't I just do like a whole shadow thing and save it that way? I thought there was a whole, remember I was working on it with you y'all. Um did it go somewhere else instead? It did not. But I had the, did I not save the smart object? I did though. This doesn't have any of that work that I did with it. Um, I am very confused. Is there another one open that, uh-huh, this hasn't gotten saved yet. And neither of these have gotten saved yet. Okay, gotcha, that explains that. Um, and then let's do this, like this, and save that. These should be all now, yeah, okay. Okay, so that's her room there, and then we're gonna do the updated one with her, where she can walk in front of it and stuff like that. So, okay. He's gonna be here, and we're gonna put this background underneath it. So you can be doing this. Baby girl, it is not time. It is not time. You have like a long time. This is actually bigger, but not that much bigger. It's more that it's, yeah. I actually need to do him separately too. And this whole shield thing needs to be its own. Let's do this in final shots. Okay, so that's good, but we're gonna do this one here instead in final shots. So
I like a cock that's prepared. You got it. I like a cock that's prepared. You got a name?
these need to be two separate lines. But that's neither here nor there. Also, I need to fix that too so that they sound better, but Okay, so that's gonna be that, and this is gonna be this, because we need to do the whole shielding thing with it. And this is the effect that I was playing with yesterday to see, you know, what we want to do with it. Actually, that kind of just works. Maybe if I just mess with this evolution, that'll do the shimmy thing that I want. We need this shield to last over the 40 seconds, so we're gonna do that, and I'll just mess with that. Hopefully that will do it. Also, Richard, it's gonna be replaced with another clip, but I'll do that in a second too. So we'll do this evolution, and let's see what happens if I do it. Just do the evolution here at the end and just change that like drastically. How it behaves. Oh, that's not doing anything. Okay. Um, is that doing something? Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool. It's not real drastic, but we can do some stuff with that. And I might need to go ahead and do like more with it, like closer, but let's see how that looks going over it. I mean, that's fun. It's kind of doing like a little shimmery thing. I'm gonna mess with them in the middle too. Maybe that'll make it do it a little bit more. All right. There you go. I like that. It's not doing shit. Huh. Why is it stopping every so often? That's not cool. Okay. Let me just do this real quick. That's not doing anything. Okay, that's not doing anything. Um, so here, and then we'll go extreme, and then maybe this it just wasn't enough, right? Between them. Almost there. Wait, let's see how that works. Cool. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, it keeps reversing that. Yeah, I don't like that. Um, hmm. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I know I'm going back and forth with it. Okay, so that does that, and then it's reversing at this point. It's hitting this extreme and then going back. What's it doing that, I wonder? Okay, so it's not doing anything. Okay. Hmm. Like, I want it to keep doing the same thing. Um, so it's like cycling. But, no, maybe, okay, maybe I have to have a starting point like that, and then have like a negative or whatever. Like, something. Oh, okay, it works like, oh, okay, that's why it's doing it. It works like a circle. So you're doing it the number of revolutions. Gotcha. That's doing it, but not by much. Okay. But I bet you if we did this one and did it like something like that, that it would. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there you go. So his egg shield is doing its thing. Um, which is cool. That's cool. I wonder if there's a lighting effect we can do on it too, so that it has like a little. I'm not sure. Um, just like a, yeah, something like this maybe. Yeah, something like that. So it's like putting out force. You know what I'm saying? Um, uh, it looks cool. What about that one? Yeah, so it has like a little like glow off of it. Fuck yes. There you go. Love it. Shield's cool as fuck now. I mean, Jack's artwork is good, and getting into work visually is real fun, like that. Okay, I'm gonna take the shield and put it into the final shots. So, all right. Um, Shield is what I'm looking for. Oh, does that even show up on this background? Not so much. Okay. So I'm gonna have to place him in a place that he doesn't have to move, because this is the whole panning shot. Um, so, oh geez, I need to. Uh, the shield can't be like that. It is square. Is it cause this one? Hmm. Look like it's squared off. Kind of needs to be like bigger. Not yet, buddy. Not yet. Wonder if it. Yeah, you can tell. What if we do this on the shield? So that it's got a feather on it. This should be a. That's weird. I know we got a lot going on this, but no. I should be able to put a mask on it. That is not what I was looking for at all. Okay. Uh, this one. Hmm. Weird. Okay. Gotcha. They have this AI, obviously, because it's recognizing what the automatic mask is. Um, but it's not doing the thing that I want. Okay, that's cool. That is cool that they would have that. Um, but as far as I can tell, I'm not using it correctly. Um, so that's too bad. That's really interesting. Um, and I'm not exactly sure how it's working. It's definitely different than I have seen masks work before, but I'm not exactly sure what it's doing. Again, I'm gonna take it off, but okay, so why is it squaring off is what I really need to know, is why it's doing this on this little guy. Is it because it's hitting the top of the thing there? I think it is. But okay, so that means I need to open it up here and give it more space. Here. Yeah. Um, it definitely says that those are linked to each other, but apparently they are not. Huh. It's still cutting off. Okay, maybe it's just taking its time to update. That's weird. How how come it's only half the image that it was? That doesn't doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Okay, that's not working for me at all actually. 'Cause this should be plenty of space. It should just be, maybe it's the resolution. Um, yeah. Okay. All right. It's definitely acting funky. Okay, now there are two of them. Why? Why are there two of them? This does not make any sense. Let us. Oh, maybe because the mask that I. Nope. Nope, that's not it at all. Damn. And all the things I just added to that and whatnot. Okay, hang on. Okay, it's doing its thing, which is cool. Why is there an odd... Okay, how about we say... Like, it's not that size anymore. It is completely different. Okay, I'm gonna do something different here. Let's do it like this. Why does that have two shields in it? So it's from this default image. Why does it have... Okay, and then we're going to do this like this. It's not though, buddy. And we're going to replace it with this guy. Okay, it's the exact same image. I don't know how it got corrupted, but it did. Let's see. Okay, why though? Why would you, why would you move like that? Okay, alright, it's just while that's happening. Is this happening here?
I like a cock that's
What the fuck is going on with this thing? Okay, what if we set it up like this? Does it go into the right spot? But only when it's moving. Fuck. What the fuck? Okay, so obviously it's up. And then... Yo, if you're checking this out at home and you understand what is going on right now, you should say something in the comments because I have no idea why it's doing that. It's working when it
I
plays.
like a cock that's prepared. You got a name?
Richard.
Everyone's depressed, barely moving and eating so much cat food. I want to get to the bottom of it. We can't even see the stars.
I'll bring back the stars, Miss Purry.
It's so weird. So weird. I wonder... I'm just gonna do like a test render. I wonder if it's gonna work. Um, Let me just do this actually. Just here. It's just so weird. Like it's just not this shape is not wanting to behave all of a sudden, and it's not like it's anything bizarre. it's the same. I just gave it more headroom on a canvas, and then it was flipping out because of the resolution. So I just adjusted the resolution. So I mean, again, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, um, because it's greater than 72 or 100. I think is where it needs to be at. Okay, and now it's only rendering right there. It's not moving at all. What if can we take it and move it into the right place? Is it gonna work now? What the flippity fuck, dude? That's so fucking weird. Why is it doing that? I don't know. I don't know. We have about a half hour left. I'm definitely not going to finish this shot. There's a little bit I need to do, but I need to do the walking and have her walking behind. Um, it's not time, guy. No, it's not. Okay, so it is rendered in the right place. Sorry about that. Now, so that's cool, and here. Okay, in here it doesn't. There's no background anymore. Which is gonna make working this a little bit difficult, but guys, if you are interested, we are going to be doing a movie review of Deep Blue Sea, which is a shark film, which has some really great special effects. Uh, yeah, the practical special effects in it, an animatronic shark, uh, which is pretty fantastic. And it is actually a movie that a lot of people have slept on, because apparently it came out the same weekend as The Phantom Menace, which, people are going to see a Phantom Menace.
I like a cock that's prepared. You
Okay, so we're going to start with him actually here, in flipped position, and then he'll switch. But I actually might do that in a separate area. Um, okay, let's put her in this shot. Wait, no, the shield. We need the shield to do its own thing. We need this shot to do its own thing, and we need to put her in that. Okay. Um, in her own shot, so we can do all that the way that we want to. No, Luna's background. Yeah, I made a new one. Guys, I'm cracking up. Cracking up. Um, no, actually, we do. We need him to stay put as the camera pans. Um, well, we need him to, yeah. Mm. So we need this actually on Luna's background. We need him on Luna's background. Okay, yeah. Not on this shot. So let's put shields up here on Luna's background instead. No, no, on this one. Oh, it's rendering black because it's clear. Gotcha. Um, so that's why there was a quote I saw. Uh, there's like I don't know if he's like a self-help dude or whatever. Um, Scott Cleary, I think his name is. I'm not sure about his reputation, but he does quote some stuff that I'm like, that's insightful for sure. But he said that when you start getting healed, or you start healing, I think is what the statement was. It's really hard to date because you start seeing red flags, all the red flags, and instead of waiting, for to see where it goes, you're already like, oh, yeah, I'm not interested in all that. And I was like, damn, damn, that's true. Um, and not like it's like a I'm healed or whatever, but I have done the work personally to not be as awful as I was, I guess. And I spent a lot of time around people who are in recovery also, and so seeing things like emotional manipulation or gaslighting or people who want to make excuses instead of admitting that they're wrong and changing. Which are pretty common. They're just pretty common things. Like self-sabotage is pretty common. Um, that's what most people do, and it's actually few people, it seems like, that have the wherewithal and have the desire to look at themselves and be like, oh man, my life's a wreck. I don't want it to be like this anymore. Um, so yeah, there's that. I think that's one of the reasons. Again, another reason why I feel like I don't fit in with most of this people. Is a lot more people I think are willing to. Okay, that's almost right. Once I move this, it's gonna get that black square on it again, but um, something like there. But like I'm holding out hope. Like I feel like there is a person, there are people, who aren't doing that, you know, that do have found the self-respect to care for themselves and to aspire to, greater than the knee-jerk reaction of trauma to their trauma. Um, but it's not easy. So I get why most people haven't and don't. But yeah, no, he is he is correct. It was easier to find people who were, in the same intoxicated state when I was in that state. There we go. That's the place you wanted to be at. It's not time, guy. It's just not time. You still have quite a while. So okay, so that's Luna's back shot, and we're gonna edit everything through that. No, come on, buddy. Okay, because I want to do a panning shot with this one. And then leave it here. The thing about this mirror causes me some pain because, it's a mirror, so it should reflect, and it won't unless I make it, but making it do it's going to be like a whole other thing, so, um, it is the thing that says dressing room, though, so I need to leave that there. Let me figure out what to do with it. Let's put Luna into the shot now. Um, and the Luna that we're going to use is the Luna that we've seen before, although I think there's another one. The one without shoes. Um, okay, it's good to see that that is there. She's huge. Try to make them the same height-ish. She was a little bit shorter than him, although now they're tiny in comparison to everything else. Okay, I gotta... Dang. He's gotta be taller. Obviously, that's gonna cause some problems. Okay. People have heard me say, I've done the work, or that I've spent time to like know myself and recognize who I am. And I think that people who have not done that, this is who I've been told, the people who have told me, they tell me that I sound like I'm being pretty arrogant to say that I put in the work. Um, but until you have, I don't think that you understand it. Like until you've made the effort to recognize that people are valuable, and that they're a million points of view, and that you're just one speck in a whole sea of people, um, that you don't really understand I understand why that does sound arrogant. I don't feel like I'm superior to anybody for doing that. It was necessary for me to do that because I was an asshole and I didn't like it. Um, so you um, and it had gotten to the point where it was destroying my life. And so I think I'm gonna do a close on this one too as we pan across. That's about the right height, so that's good. Um, and we're gonna start flipped. I don't know if it's necessary for her to change in this shot. Like, I think that she could come in here and then she could monologue crossing this way and he could turn and watch her. And then he could say, um, because I mean, this is not. We're never gonna see that other Luna. We're never gonna see Doctor Luna. And so it's not necessary to make that change. I don't think having a big reveal of her character in that way is necessary to this first trailer or this first uh, introduction to them either. Um, Unless I'm completely wrong and we decide to go a different route where we, continue funding this and we work on this one episode for the next 7 years or something, you know. But I don't think that we need to have her change. I think that it is good to have this here because it does say dressing room. But what's up, buddy? What is it? But I do. Let me get her flipped here. Um, oh, holy cow! There's a bunch of stuff in this. No, no way. There's a thing that is called 3D rotate, which is 100% um, 100% an artificial uh, an AI learned effect. Um, okay, but that's okay. That's bullshit though. Okay, all right. That that is a 3D rotate, but that's not recognizing that that's a 3D object at all. Okay. Um, I was thinking that it was something else altogether, but it is not. Yeah, they definitely between the last time I installed it a few months ago and the new installation, which is weird. You think they would have updated since I've been paying them the whole time. Um, but maybe that was on me to update it. Um, so, but yeah, a bunch of tools have been moved around. There's a bunch of new tools in here as well. That's interesting. So she is gonna go. Um, she walks in and she goes, "I like a cock that's prepared."
I like a cock that's prepared.
Space. And then she crosses over a little bit more.
You got a name?
And he's like,
Richard.
and then maybe we do have her go behind the screen. But just the sight line from here means that he's watching her change, which is not something I'm super comfortable with. It was like the thing before. I think I'm going to have her walk in front of the screen instead, so we can still get that panning shot and get the size of the space a little bit, uh, and give her a little space to monologue. Um,
Everyone's depressed, barely moving and eating so much cat food. I want to get to the bottom of it. We can't even see the stars.
and then,
I'll bring back the stars, Miss Purry.
so interesting. Okay, that's only 23 seconds, and we really set it up for 40. Although there's supposed to be a transformation with her too that I'm cutting out. So. Um,
I like a cock that's prepared.
Also, I don't think I'm giving her enough time to enter because we want to have the gag of that he's there in his shield, and that's the protection he's wearing. Um, so let me scoot it back just to here, maybe like there. Oh, that's only 4 seconds. Let's scoot it back a little bit further, and then we'll have him. You know what? I think I actually want him closer to the thing now, closer to this, maybe standing in front of that mirror almost, like here-ish, to give it some time. There, let's try that. Guys, look, it's the orange boy. Just being an orange cat looking out the window. Um, so much outside TV to watch. Cool, that is better to have him right there. Okay, cool, I like that. Um, and then, although now he's a little too low. Okay, I like that a little bit better. Do need to drop a little shadow under his feet, though. For if he's going to look the same as her. Although, we are going to do this as a close, so I'm not going to worry so much about that. Let's do this. Also, I think in the next episode, I'm going to have to do a lot more. I have to go back and really like start to edit their images too, because they're so still right now. I mean, obviously, I don't have any of the pieces cut out. And like, I'm going to have to work on his suit too, because his finger needs to move. Um, and also, obviously, the beak, but that's going to be an easy fix. It's his suit that's going to cause some trouble. Um, but yeah, she comes in. I get the shot, him, and then she enters.
I like a cock that's prepared.
So, um, let's do that position by 2, but before that, she's off here. Nope. She's off here. Jeez. Okay, we'll do that position by 2. No. We'll do that position by 2 here. And then there. Okay, actually, let's have that happen here.
I like a cock that's prepared. You got a name?
And then we're gonna have her move from mark that position and then have her move here until this point to get over to this point. Now, how am I going to do a panning shot with her in it?
Everyone's depressed.
Like, she's going to have to move.
I like a cock that's prepared. You got a name?
Richard.
She's moving way too fast.
Everyone's depressed, barely moving and eating so much cat food.
So, what if she gets there by here?
I like a cock that's prepared. You got a name?
Richard.
Everyone's depressed, barely moving and eating so much cat food. I want to get to the bottom of it. We can't even see the stars.
Okay, and then... Okay, it's almost working.
I like a cock that's prepared. You got a name?
We do need to fix all these, though. The sound is really jacking with me right now. It doesn't, it sounds like that recording, you know. And should I have gotten better recordings? Yes. Is it okay for the rough? Yeah.
I like a cock that's prepared. You got a name?
Okay, so she needs to stay put for this one.
I like a cock that's prepared.
And then she moves
You
over
got
to
a
him.
name?
She should move over to him between these two. Do these, get these out the way.
I like a cock that's prepared.
And then she moves over to him. Gets there about here.
A cock that's prepared. You got a name?
And then he goes.
Richard.
And then she starts walking. So it's here, and then
Everyone's depressed, barely moving and eating so much cat food.
I want it to be like, kind of like right here, and then we'll move the scene around her.
I like a cock that's prepared. You got a name?
Richard.
Everyone's depressed, barely moving and eating so much cat food.
Okay, so this is where this is actually the movement. It's just a little bit of a, like that. Oh, jeez, okay.
I like a cock that's prepared. You got a name?
Richard.
Everyone's depressed, barely moving and eating so much cat food. I want to get to the bottom of it. We can't even see the stars.
Okay, actually, that's where it needs to be at.
I'll bring back the stars, Miss Purry.
So that's working. There's gonna need to be some flips, obviously, and the walking motion. Um, but that works as far as like that pan that I wanted, which is cool. I do. It won't matter her feet. It won't matter. But here's one more playthrough before we call it a day. I did get some stuff done that I was hoping to, so that's cool.
I like a cock that's prepared. You got a name?
Richard.
Everyone's depressed, barely moving and eating so much cat food. I want to get to the bottom of it. We can't even see the stars.
And there's a dramatic turn there.
I'll bring back the stars, Miss Purry.
You got a name?
Richard.
Everyone's depressed.
And then change that up a little bit so that she doesn't start walking. She holds it for another second.
Everyone's depressed, barely moving and eating so much cat food. I want to get to the bottom of it. We can't even see the stars.
And then she turns on, can't even see the stars.
See the bottom of it. We can't even see the stars.
Maybe she'll turn later, like here, after everything stops. Otherwise, it's gonna be weird. Yeah, that movement's still weird because it's not the right spot. That's where it needs to be, huh? It's just like she's doing a moonwalk, you know.
I want to get to the bottom of it. We can't even see the stars.
No, she's got to turn on that, which means this whole movement
Get to the
is just
bottom of it.
do that here.
I like a cock that's prepared. You got a name?
Richard.
Everyone's depressed. Barely moving and eating so much cat food. I want to get to the bottom of it. We can't even see the stars.
Okay.
We can't even see. We can't even see the stars.
And then this goes here.
I'll bring back the stars, Miss Purry.
Cool.
I like a cock that's prepared. You got a name?
Richard.
Everyone's depressed. Barely moving and eating so much cat food. I want to get to the bottom of it. We can't even see the stars.
I'll bring back the stars, Miss Purry.
Okay, cool. So that's happening in about 30 seconds. There, we are missing a transformation there, which I'm not gonna do, like I mentioned. But yeah, no, that's looking good. The kind of the positioning, the kind of the setup of this shot. It's a very different set. Everything else had a lot of detail on it. This one is just purple. But I think that we can make it work. With a close, doing a close on that, and maybe we'll do a cut between the two of them to get those shots. Um, because I like it'll be a close. We'll follow her as it pans over and pans past him, and then I think we're gonna do a cut back, so we won't get this overwhelming like purple look. I'm thinking. But yeah, okay. So obviously we have one more one more day left. So thank you so much for joining me today on Behind the Scenes podcast for Cox in Space. I'm Skip Marazzi, your host and friend. If you are looking to check out what we're doing with Cox in Space, you can go to coxinspace.com. Check out the trailer that we have up there now, the preview that we have up there now, and you can enjoy that for all it's worth. And you can always come check in with us. There, we have all the contact information, and also we have you have links to the YouTube channel where you're watching this, but also to our Patreon and to our Discord if you're interested in getting involved with all of that. So again, thank you so much for being here. I will see you probably tomorrow as we work on this and get this all finalized. So thank you again, and we'll see you in the future. Bye.